Right guys, welcome back to the channel once again. So today we're going to be working on what I'm going to call engine number 1, so we don't get confused. The original engine that came out of the Mini. We're going to be taking the gearbox off or out, however you want to call it, but we're going to be also taking the clutch and the flywheel and the assembly sort of out and onto the new engine. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. This is the part where I worry the most, because whenever I hear someone say clutch, I go, ooh. But I've done the head already. I've taken a head off of an engine, so I think we can do this pretty easily. So yeah, we're going to tackle this today. We've got this new gadget. Just borrowed this floodlight. It's a cordless DeWalt floodlight, which should help us with this awful weather, and it'll probably get dark within the next hour or so. It's already looking really dark. But yeah, we're going to be tackling this gearbox sort of thing today. Hopefully it doesn't rain anymore. But before we get any further into the video, I'd like to give a massive thank you to everyone who's supported me so far, down to the likes, the comments, the subscribers, the follows on Instagram, just everything you've been doing just to kind of keep me going and sort of make this whole thing worth it. I'm striving for 1,000 subscribers at the moment. That's what's in my head. We're on 715 at the moment, but I think once we hit that 1,000, I think the channel's really gonna take off. Honestly think that, because we're doing good work on this channel, in my opinion, especially for my age. So yeah, thank you for watching these videos so far. This build is gonna be insane. The last 2 builds I think were quite successful, in all honesty. I hope you all think the same. But yeah, we're gonna crack on with this now. Hope you enjoy the video, and we'll get on with it. Let's go. So that's what we're working with. That's the oil cooler off. That's the gasket that we'll need replacing, and we'll be replacing quite a lot of the banjo sort of connections and all that stuff. Got the bolts there. Got the hard line, which is knackered, so we've got a nice braided line on the way. But yeah, you can see the oil mixed with the coolant. But we're working with this light now. I don't want to blind you all, but as you can see, it's quite dark, and I've got perfect lighting now, especially for filming. It's so good. So I am gonna hopefully get my one soon. I'm borrowing this one, but it's really good for this this weather and definitely this time of year. So we're gonna keep cracking on. I just took that off so I got more access to the bolts. Oh, we've got gearbox oil. Obviously I didn't realize that it was gonna come out of there, so that was my fault. There's nothing we can really do. I'll have to clean it all up once I get the engine off. But yeah, that's all sort of the access I needed to get this gearbox off, so we're gonna crack on now. Yarp. Right, so we've done quite a bit. We've got most of the bolts out now. Been lining them up, so those are the top 2. Those are the 3 on the left that I've done. No, those are just individually as we come around. So we've got the starter off. That came off just with the bolts that we were taking off anyway. So we're just slowly coming around the engine now. I think we're pretty much out. I'll get another look around the I think this is called the bell housing, but that's what Americans call it. I'm not sure what we call it over here. It might be the same. But yeah, we've got them out. They were mainly E10 or E12. We had one sort of I think it was a 13mm on the top, the bolt there. Other than that, it's been pretty straightforward. We've got the DeWalt impact wrench. That is doing me so proud. Such a good investment. So yeah, we're just gonna split this now. I think that's the next step. I shall let you know now. But yeah, that didn't take long at all. It's just it started raining now. You could see it in the light. It's just started pitter-pattering. So we keep moving, boys. We keep moving. Keep that in there. Hey. Right, we're split, boys. Right, I'm gonna have to move all this out of the way. So I've repositioned it with a rock. All we need now is these two off. I believe that it's a dual mass clutch system. Not entirely sure how it works, but that's what we've got. We've got, yeah, that assembly, which needs to go onto the new engine now. We've got the gearbox housing here. Needs a clean. I'll probably see which parts need updating whilst we're here. I'm gonna keep the clutch in there because I think it's got some good life on it. Yeah, we're gonna clean this out, give it a bit of a spruce. Yeah, we're looking good, buddies. I'm really happy with how this is going. This light has saved my life. We've lost basically the day. It's dark now in less than say 40 minutes, so we're gonna keep going. See what we can get done with this, but I'm keeping all the bolts sort of in the best sort of way I can, because I'm hoping we can just move this engine out of the way, put the new one on, and sort of go reverse on back what I've done so far. That'll probably be tomorrow now, but we'll keep going on this, see if we can get this clutch off. Guys, so where we left off last time was I was trying to get these 6 bolts off, but my batteries died on my DeWalt, so I tried twisting them by hand, but that wasn't working because obviously this moves and I was moving the bolts with it. But I think my impact wrench should be able to get these bolts off, so I'm gonna give that a go now and see where we get to today. But got the light again. We still got some light, but I think that's much better for filming, and we can actually see what we're doing on the camera. So I think it's much better quality setup for you guys. So yeah, we'll crack on straight away. Got here, heavy thing, but looks good to me. Looks expensive to replace, but yeah, that's tidy. We've got also this thing, which I'm told we can't damage whatsoever, just due to the placement of those sort of teeth. But we'll place that carefully there. Well, move it out of the way. Put that there. But yeah, we've got pretty healthy looking. So I believe that's the rear main seal, and it looks really good, to be honest. So we're gonna have to take this sensor off, and we're gonna get the other engine out here to look what we need to sort of swap over now. So we'll crack on with that. But yeah, we've got a pretty bare engine. We've got just the last couple of things I need to take off in terms of pulleys and all that around this side. Yeah, we are looking good, and I'm happy with what we're doing because it feels very easy, and I thought it was going to be harder than this, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself because I still gotta see what we gotta do in there. But yeah, we'll crack on now. All done. We've migrated into the back garden. Fortunately, selfishly, my dad actually did the garden over lockdown, so we can't really use much of the space. But we've got the lighting's awful by here, but the gearbox and the old engine, and we've got the new engine here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off this rock cover because I haven't had a proper look at the engine yet. So I'm going to see to make sure that the timing was all done, and just I didn't get sold a dodgy engine more or less. So I'm going to just take off the rock cover. I think he only put one bolt in there. Yeah, he's only got one bolt in there at the moment, just to keep the rain and whatever out. And yeah, we'll go from there. Right, boys and girls, so I've taken that bolt out. We're going to get right into this. So, ooh, I think we're going to have to reuse this rocker cover because mine is charred, and this looks like it's in good condition, just needs a little degrease and a little wash, and I think we'll be alright. But this is what I have paid for. This is looking nice. So we've got brand new timing, brand new cogs, brand new chain, you can see that. I've got the cam gears, barcodes facing up, so that's a really good sign. Got spark plugs in there. They look alright. I think they're tightened in, so I'm not sure. I'll have to take them out carefully and not get my socket stuck. But take them out and see what sort of condition they're in. But yeah, everything looks really good. I'm just trying to figure out the head bolts look alright. Just looks much better than my one. Well, this is my new one, but my original engine, that's all clean and tidy in there. My one had loads of plastic in it. Everything looks sort of good. I trust the guy that I bought this from. I trust that he's done a good job, and he sent me a few pictures of the parts he's used. They're all BGA. I think my timing kit's from there, the one I've got on the boot of the car. So yeah, I think I'm really pleased with this. So all we need to do is basically reverse what we've done in the video. Oh, and obviously just tidy up the gearbox, give that a clean out, and we're away. Right, let's crack on with that then. So next thing I want to do is clean out this gearbox housing. Oh, that came off quite easily, but this is the throw-out bearing. They say to replace it, but I've been looking around and I just can't find it on its own without buying the entire clutch kit. So we're gonna have to reuse that. The bearing seems fine. All I gotta do is take off this fork, which should come off pretty easily. Give this a clean. Take out that fork. Yeah, like that. So that's the retainer for the fork. What we'll do now is we'll give this a clean. That's all I need to do, as I'm not going to be replacing anything. I'm just going to grease up some of the parts, and then we can have another look at that engine and put in the flywheel clutch back on. But yeah, I'm very surprised at how easy this is all feeling. Just as a little side note, I really was worried that it's going to be much harder than this, but we're soldering through. So let me just put you on a little time lapse, and we'll give this a general sort of tidy, and we'll grease it up, and we'll be ready to go. we've got some CV moly. It's like lithium grease, which is high temp. And we've got some copper grease, which is also high temp. But basically, I'm going to put the lithium grease on the splines, and then we'll put a bit of copper grease on this little thing there, and we'll put it on that there. Before we do that, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put some engine oil just on fresh engine oil just on the rear main seal, just to lubricate it. Just give it some life. Okay, that's done. Now we can put this plate on. That's on like so. Right, before we install the flywheel, we're actually going to be putting a bit of thread locker on all of the bolts. So you don't need much, just about that much, and then that'll spread around the bolt end. So do that for all 6 bolts. That's done there. Next is to get the flywheel positioned up. So this ring gear or plate, I'm not sure what it's actually called, but slides on all the way flush to the back of the engine, so we can utilize this this pin on the back. As you can see, I'm trying to film this, we've got a guide hole there, so we know it's lined up. So we're going to use that now. Sorry if the filming's whack, we haven't got much space out here. So without damaging anything. Nope. Get a bit more control. Filming isn't going to be great for this bit. So this flywheel can actually only go on one way, as it fits around there, and obviously you've got the guide sort of pin up in that corner there, so it's locked in sort of only one way. And then I've just put one bolt in so far, just on a couple of threads so it don't fall off. So what I'm going to do is put the rest of the bolts in. Just don't want to cross thread anything. So you start off your bolts every time. just so I torque down those bolts there in a crisscross pattern so it sounds down nice and even. So what I've got here is the clutch plate, but what I've got is an extension with some masking tape, and it should sandwich on nice and tight, just like that. So when we come to put the gearbox on, it should align quite easily. So if I put that in there like that, so that is tight on there, and we should be able to without messing this up. So now I'm just gonna hand tighten these in.
Yeah.
Just gonna torque these down, nice light torque. And crisscross once again. Sandwiched nicely against the flywheel now. All the way around it's sandwiched. Just gotta go a little bit more by there, I think. Oh no, there's naturally a gap there, so just on the bolts, that's all tight. So all we have to do is take out that extension bar and hopefully line that gearbox up nice and snug to the engine, and we can pack up for the day. So hopefully this goes smoothly, because we need it to mate up perfectly and not damage the splines on either the gearbox or the inside of the engine. So watch me either struggle, or this should go quite swimmingly, judging if this works or not. So put it on a time lapse, we'll get this done. Girls, after taking years off my dad's and my own back by just trying to get this gearbox on, we finally done it. We've got all the bolts in. Well, that we've got to put the starter on in the next episode, but it's mated up. We've turned the crank and the actual drive shaft turns, so we have successfully transferred gearbox, clutch onto the new engine. Right guys, with that being said, we're going to end up the video here. It's getting late on us and it's freezing cold. I've got to pack everything away. But if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you comment, subscribe, even share the video if you're feeling generous. Please go and do so. If you want to see behind the scenes on Instagram, it's at TRyanB_YT, and we've got also TikTok. If you want to go give us a follow on there, that's brand new. I've just got my 4th video on there. I'm literally just putting up some time lapses with some music on the top of those, but yeah, just trying to get the fan base up. But yeah, I'd like to thank you very much for getting to this point in the video, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace.